Easter in Ethiopia is called Fasika, and celebration, takes over about a week in Ethiopia instead of only a few days in other places. Because in Ethiopian Christian Church, it's believed that the resurrection of Jesus Christ is a lot more important than the birth. Hello guys, welcome back to Dejane Ethiopia Tours. My name is Dejane Hodes, and this is where we talk about Ethiopia, the amazing places to visit, the festivals, the holidays, and all the beautiful things. So today we're going to talk about a special holiday that happens in Ethiopia. As you guys know, so far from this channel, we've talked about a holiday previously, how we celebrate in Ethiopia, the Ethiopian Epiphany, and how different it is from any other place. And in general, Ethiopian festivals and holidays, we have a lot of them, but most importantly, they're very different from other places. The way even this holiday I'm talking about would be Easter, and even Easter is different from other places. We don't only fast for 40 days, we fast for 55 days. And we have our own traditions that go with that. Easter in Ethiopia is called Fasika, and celebration takes over about a week in Ethiopia instead of only a few days in other places. Because in Ethiopian Christian Church, it's believed that the resurrection of Jesus Christ is a lot more important than the birth. Therefore, this is a much more stronger holiday, so that people celebrate it for much longer. There's a lot of activities that go on at the church. And it's about a week long instead of 3 days in the Western tradition. So, that by itself is different. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what happens during the holiday. So one of the main things is it's a 55-day fast. So meaning, you're not eating for 55 days. It means it's kind of like Lent, where, you eat based on how religious people are. Usually the Ethiopian Orthodox would eat, if you're a little bit relaxed, you might eat at noon, a little bit more religious around 3 p.m., a little bit more religious around 5 in the afternoon is when you eat. And during this period of time, you do not eat any dairy or meat product of any kind, so only vegan vegetable. During that period of time also, one of the main traditions is you go to church almost every day. You go to pray, you reflect, you do a lot of prayers. There's a lot of prayers that go on at the church, ceremonies that go on at the church. So people usually go almost every day. And on top of that, Sundays become a little bit more stronger. And as the days go closer to the Easter, to Fasika, then it gets even stronger. People's dedications get stronger. The fast gets stronger. So it's a way of showing your dedication and your appreciation and love and devotion to the Christianity and everything. So, and one of the main things is this holiday happens to be one that almost all Christians in Ethiopia, Orthodox, Catholics, Protestants celebrate. So ends up being a thing that brings people together, as a celebration. Churches are full, people are happy, people are getting excited for Easter. So the whole country becomes a very exciting place to be at. And so one of the things, as we get closer, I said, people's devotion and going to the church and fasting and everything becomes stronger. The Holy Saturday, we have a vigil where people, prostrate at the church, and they go and they pretty much do it until they get tired. It's an all-day thing where you go as much as you can. It's to show. This is also another way of showing your devotion, where you kind of cross your hands, bow, get on the floor, kiss the ground, get back up, and you do that all day long, as much as you can. Some people, if you're older, you do whatever you can. You may just bowing and getting back up. Some people maybe just get on their knees and get back up. So some people may if they're not able to do that, they just stand, in one place to show their devotion. And there's ceremonies going on throughout the day, so you're at the church. It's a very beautiful thing to see because all the grounds of the churches are covered inside, outside. What happens throughout the night is there's prayers going on. So there's special prayers that go on until 3 in the morning at the church. So people usually spend the night at the church doing the celebration, the singing, the hymns, and all that kind of stuff. And then 3 in the morning they go home. There's usually kind of a symbolic chicken that gets slaughtered, and they have something to eat, usually a little bit, not too much, because it's late. And they go to rest, sleep for a little bit, and then the next day is obviously Easter. So people, go to people's houses. They have a lot of food, Ethiopian traditional food. So doro wat, which is chicken, that we talked about earlier, that is our traditional food. So almost everybody has it. There's usually some kind of traditional alcohol food that is made in the house, local. In the cities, usually, you might have beer and different alcohols, but traditionally you have either what's called talla, which is kind of our beer equivalent, and then taj is our honey wine, which is much stronger, and arake in some places, which is our vodka. So, that whole ceremony becomes a very joyous thing, and people usually go to each other's houses. So, you might spend that lunchtime and stuff at somebody's house, another family, friends, and then everybody kind of picks up and goes to another house, and you celebrate with everybody in a joyous way. So, this is a very festive holiday for Ethiopia. People, it's one of the most amazing holidays to be in Ethiopia for, because it celebrates throughout the country. And, like I said, the food becomes amazing. The festivities is quite crazy. So that might be a holiday that you want to check out. We talked about previously one of the holidays in Ethiopia, like I said, the Ethiopian Epiphany. We talked about in the other video, which we will put a link below. Ethiopia is one of those countries that's really, independent in a lot of ways, because we've never been colonized, and also for a long period of time, Ethiopia was cut off from the rest of the world because of internal wars and internal problems, and we wanted, there was not a unified monarchy or leadership in Ethiopia, so we were cut off from the Western world for a really long time. During that period of time, that a lot of changes, from Christianity was defined in so many different ways in the Europe, and in Ethiopia kind of kept a very, I don't know how to put this, organically might be like, first original Christianity that's the closest to Judaism, that we kind of keep some form of Judaism combined with Christianity. We have, I don't know if a lot of you guys know, because in a lot of books they're not, like in the Ethiopian Christian book, the book of Enoch is even in the Bible. That's how much, it's closer to Judaism and has its own form because it's been cut off of the Western Christianities. And also one of the other things is there's a lot of different things that they've come to find when they, when the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. So within that, it gives you a very unique way of celebrating that's maybe, slightly different from Europe, but, closer to, Judaism and in some ways, adding Christianity. So the whole Ethiopian Christianity is very different, and it's its own church. I mean, it stands, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is its own church. It even has, a portion in the Jerusalem church. One of the crazy ones would be, that we're going to be talking about, is where do you think the true cross is? So the cross that Jesus Christ was crucified on, where do you think it is? Could it be possibly in Ethiopia? That's going to be one of the next holidays that we talk about. So make sure you subscribe. Let us know what you think about that. Before we post anything, you can let us know where you think the true cross is and what's happened with that. And thank you very much for coming to Dejane Ethiopia Tours. Let us know if you're interested in traveling to Ethiopia or anything about Ethiopia. Really, we have an episode on intro to Ethiopian history that we bring out once a week. And then in the middle, we have once a week also, we post a lot of different information about Ethiopia. Holidays is one of them. We're going to have a lot of things about traveling in Ethiopia. We're going to be going on a journey of travel in Ethiopia to show you guys the amazing places that we have in Ethiopia. So make sure you subscribe, like, let us know what you would be interested in seeing. Thank you very much.